So how can you perform the initial load? You can actually use the database native utilities. Like for Oracle, you can create table as, and then you use database links in order to create the tables. Or you can use data pump utility, SQL loader, Armin duplicate, etc. And also in case, initial load can only be performed using database native utilities when the source and target are of same vendor. But the problem is, what if the source and target are of different vendors? So you need to use the initial load extract and replicate, which is provided by Golden Gate. So you can use Golden Gate special extract. These are known as special extract, or you also call them as initial load extract and replicate process to perform the initial load. If you remember, guys, last time I was telling you that there is a way in Golden Gate you can actually extract the data directly into flat files or CSV files. Yes, using Golden Gate, what you can do is you can use this keyword format ASCII. Okay, so you can extract data into ASCII text files. These flat files then can be used by the database utility on target machine to load data directly without setting up initial load replicate process. In some cases, when you don't want to set up the initial load, extract and replicate, then you can use this method to export the data onto flat files, then use the database utilities provided by the respective vendor in order to load the data from those flat files. Like in Oracle, you can use SQL loader utility to use ASCII flat files in order to load data on target. But again, I have never tried this. I mentioned this earlier, right? I would see if you are using Golden Gate to export into ASCII files. Just an example, okay? So if you're using Golden Gate to export the data into CSV files, so that means you already have Golden Gate license, correct? So why do you need to put it into flat files, then use another utility to load the data? You can directly configure initial load, extract and replicate. So don't worry, we are not going to see this one. This is just a special case. I have put it onto the slide. So what we are going to learn in our activity, we are going to see two activities. The first one is how to perform initial load and set up change synchronization for single table. So this activity is like for testing purpose, just for you to understand how things work. Okay, the first activity will give you an idea. The second activity is what and how it is done in real time. Okay, so the first one is a test, like we are just performing tests to understand things. The second one is where you will understand how initial load and change synchronization setup is done in real time. Okay, so these are the two activities which we are going to see right now. I would request you guys to please practice both of these activities, because it is really important to understand how things work in real time.